Good afternoon, everyone. This is Morris Lipson Jr. Today, we are at Ancira Ford for our Eagle Pass Sports Central prediction show. We're here with a whole gang, plus a special guest today. And we want to welcome you to our prediction show, where now choreographed by our athletic director. I wanted to make sure I got that right, Eric Villaseñor. And now we've changed our format a little bit, but we want to welcome you to today's prediction show here at Ancira Ford, who is a gracious host today. Well, Coach, you know, Ruben is still under the weather. Either that or he doesn't want to, he's contagious, I think. But no, he's fine. He just had to work for a change today. And so he's going to be watching. But Coach, we'll let you open up our show with the introduction of our special guest. We're bringing in every week the head coaches of the different sports at our Eagle Pass ISD. And I'll let you introduce our guest today.
Oh, good afternoon to our community. Today, our focus will be our Eagle Pass High School volleyball program. And I'd like to introduce our head volleyball coach. She's been in the education profession for 15 years and been our head volleyball coach at Eagle Pass High School for 9 years. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce Coach Isanelli Jimenez.
Let me say that she runs from a family that has some sports, or not.
Got great lunch here provided by her dad, Coach Mancha.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Coach Mancha used to do what? His punts always went out of bounds. No. If one thing, Coach Mancha, he could punt. Go ahead, please.
Thank you for inviting me, Coach Villaseñor. Thank you to everyone that's here. Thank you, Dad, for the food. I really appreciate you inviting me to speak up for the volleyball program.
Well, tell us a little bit about your program. What are you trying to promote in your program? And of course, volleyball has a very long tradition in Eagle Pass. Tell us a little bit about Lady Eagles Pass volleyball.
Okay, so I'll start off with I'm in a room full of men at the table speaking about young.
That puts you at an advantage.
Yes, so that's my point. Speaking about young women. And so what my all-women staff and I are trying to promote is to inspire strong-minded individuals, persevering through their hardships, and not being afraid to speak up at the table. That is our goal. It's always been our goal. It's more than just volleyball. And that's what we're trying to promote here.
Well, tell us a little bit. You're into your season now. Tell us where you are right now and what's coming.
Okay, so we just finished playing LBJ. We lost in 3, and we watched our film, and we kind of saw what went wrong. So our goal for Saturday is to prepare today and tomorrow, to have that fight to be able to compete, not show any fear, and to just swing. Right, that's I think our number one goal. Tuesday, I think we lacked that a lot. So I think today and tomorrow we're focusing on swinging, not being afraid, and being vocal on the court.
Well, let me tell you something. I've always followed sports, but I really hadn't taken much interest in volleyball until my granddaughter is playing for O'Connor.
Yeah.
And now I'm actually learning a little bit about volleyball and the strategy and how things can change, from one day to the other.
Right.
And how important it is in volleyball for everybody to be at the right place,
Right.
and like the setters to do their jobs, and everybody else. And so I'm actually learning a little bit.
Right.
And like you said, you played.
Yes.
It was not what you expected, what you were looking for, but now you go back and you make adjustments.
Yes, sir. That's the plan.
Well, let me tell us a little bit more. Senior-wise, juniors, how's the makeup of your team?
So we consist of 14 girls, 7 are returners, 3 are seniors. So we do have a young group. A number of them are juniors, and they've been playing. Two of them were freshmen as varsity players, and the rest just started this year. So it is the beauty of that is we're able to communicate effectively with these younger girls, and that way they understand that every year that's always going to be the message behind it.
Well, let me talking about younger girls. You every year seniors graduate. You have players come up from JV,
Yes.
or maybe even from freshmen come up that if they're very talented. We talk in football about the speed of the game. In volleyball, it is so different from sub-varsity to varsity, and it's like the speed of the game. It's very different in volleyball at the varsity level when you've got some girl hitter 2 feet over the net or 3, and she's trying to get that kill at 100 miles an hour. How do you prepare your younger girls, most especially to pick those up, because they've got to pick them up and put them up so that you can defend that, return it?
So I think like what we've been practicing a lot is mental toughness, right? Being able to get balls like that, not being afraid of just because she's 6 foot doesn't mean we shut down. We actually have to persevere through that. And so practices have been a lot of just, okay, what happens if this girl hits to the cross court? What are we going to do? So our mentality is always going to be, it doesn't matter who we play, who we face, we are going to persevere. That is like the goal. The common goal is to persevere through it.
You've got to get the digs, right? You've got to dig it up and make sure you keep it in play.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about what's coming in district and how far are you in district before you and of course your goal is to make the playoffs.
Right. We are in our third game on Saturday against Alexander over there. So we're just starting. We're just starting.
The first round, right? You play
Yes.
everybody twice.
Yes. We were open last week, so this is barely our third game.
Let me tell you, coaching is coaching the volleyball part of it.
Right.
Tell us about these guys. They're all, I always say they're makers of men, because besides the fact of that they coach a sport, teach them how to compete, they also work on preparing them for life.
Yes.
And I think you have to deal a lot with, just like they do, with the young ladies, that have other problems and other situations that not just related to the volleyball.
Right.
What is your role in that, in getting that confidence with your players so that you can kind of be like another parent to them?
Right. So yes, it's like what I said at the beginning. Our goal is to inspire them to be strong-minded individuals. So what we did this year is after every practice, we talked to a young lady and we explained to them, hey, how do you think you did in practice? We asked them what they felt right in practice, how they did it during the game. That way there's constant communication between player and coach. And so I think that's very important. It's not just about, okay, let's practice, play, and we're done. No, there has to be some form of communication constantly, and that way they'll work for us.
Okay, well, anybody have a questions for Coach Jimenez here? Huh? They're gonna be nice. They're gonna be nice to you. See that? Nobody's gonna say nothing. Well, it was a pleasure having you today. We wish you the best of luck in the rest of your schedule, and don't go away. We're gonna move around here a little bit, but don't go away because we're gonna see if what they're gonna serve us is good food or not. Is it good food? What they're gonna serve us?
I mean, yes, that's my favorite.
There you have it, Coach Mancha. All righty, well, we're going to go on with our show. We're going to switch here and move over these guys over and bring over. I want to make sure I have two good bookends, one on each side.
Two ex-quarterbacks.
You know what? That's a good point.
Yeah.
2 ex-quarterbacks. That had not come to my mind. Who could throw the ball farther?
I don't know.
We're gonna check it out in this coming week.
Those days are over, sir.
No,
We didn't throw the ball
hey,
much back then.
there was a
All we did was toss it.
there was a baseball man that catcher used to say it ain't over till it's over.
That's right.
So of course, if you're like me, I just play tiddlywinks now. Coach, I'm not going to say you were off.
No, we were
because
not.
You were not. It was an open weekend.
Open week.
I'm sure you worked really, really hard on getting ready for New Braunfels, and the trip is Friday. Tomorrow, you take off. Tell us a little bit about your preparation for this upcoming game.
You know, we don't get film on our opponent till that Tuesday. So, you know, we did off season. We broke down our opponents who we played. You know what we did right, what we did wrong. So we had a pre-scouting report on our teams. You know, we did a little bit of Medina Valley, but we did work on Canyon, on what they did against us, how we fared against them, and what we needed to correct. And so it kind of gave us a step ahead on what we needed to do before we got the film. And when we got the film, a lot of not that they didn't change stuff, because they do have different, but they still have their top running back, you know, so Jackson Reagan, which is the guy that we need to stop defensively. And, you know, offensively, you know, we just got to be consistent. You know, what we do, we picked up some things that they did, you know, according to last year, and then we worked on those things, you know, early Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday we put together our scouting report. So, you know, we were kind of ahead this week on what we needed to do and how we could defend and adjust to what they do best.
Let me ask you a question. And you know, it's hard to prepare a team after a loss, any kind of loss, but the type of game you had, your last game, in which, you know, everybody's high, everybody, you know, you it was a typical Eagles Raiders game.
Absolutely.
How do you handle them not getting overconfident?
You know, we all talk about the 24-hour rule. You know, you enjoy it, and we did. And we talk about the next game, the next person, and you know, them putting them in positions to be successful. And remember, we got picked fifth place, and we keep bringing that up every week. We didn't get picked fifth place. I mean, that's not that the other coaches were being disrespectful. That's what they thought, you know. And it's our job not to prove everybody wrong. That's kind of the attitude that we're taking is, you know, nobody's picking you to win. You guys got to prove everybody wrong. So
you can build on that.
Yeah. So that's kind of been our little thing that we use, little niche that we use. And we throw it in their face every day. You know, are you a fifth place team? Or do you want to shock the state? You know, do you want to shock our district? Do you want to make San Antonio look this way? I go, we got to keep building. We got to keep, you know, getting better. I go, every rep that you take, every practice, every time we step on the field, it's with a purpose, is to prove everybody wrong.
Okay, well, we'll be back with you in a minute. We're gonna bring in Coach Garcia here. Coach Garcia is the reason I'm doing so well in my predictions. So far, he hasn't led me down the wrong way. I can't say the same thing about Ricky, though. He's not helping me much with my predictions.
No, sir.
Coach, tell us a little bit about your preparation, you know, for against New Braunfels Canyon.
So in New Braunfels, you know, they're a San Antonio area school, so they're going to be fast. They're going to be big. They're a third-round team. They're very well coached, very disciplined. They bring about 6 guys back from last year's team, so they do have some inexperience in the back end, but it's a very good ball club. You know, we've kind of talked to our kids about we got to continue to build, you know, especially heading into district next week. But I think our kids they know the challenge ahead of them, and I think they're excited for it. I think they're ready for it. And it's just our job to put them in the best position possible to be successful.
I would think that after your TAF game, your offense really, I think you kind of got it all together. And I think you saw some very positive things there as far as diversifying.
Yes, sir. And that's kind of something that, you know, we were very successful running the ball in our scrimmages and in our first game against Wynn, and so it was really good to see like they really try to stop our run. So we were able to open it up and have a good passing day. So I really like where we're going. But this will be a big challenge for us. You know, I think they're athletic enough to match up with us on the end, and then they're big enough inside too. So it's really going to be up to our boys to really figure out what they're trying to stop and for us to exploit them.
What do you think that what kind of defense scheme are they going to bring up against you?
So they run a 3-man front, but they're going to bring pressure. So it is very similar to Taft. So normally when we play a San Antonio area school, they'll end up doing some type of man coverage. So we're expecting something with that, or they can play their base too. So we're kind of have contingency plans for depending on what they want to do.
And of course, your offensive line, they've done a really good job, especially the last game.
Yes, sir. So far, and you know, we're kind of banking on that. We had 4 guys coming back, and you know, we expect a lot of those kids, and they have to play big again because we get a lot of pressures this week. And it's not just the physical part of it; it's just knowing what put us in the best protection that we can be in. So we put a lot on those kids. Coach Navejas does a great job with them, and so far they've come up and rose into the challenge. So we expect the same.
Well, we're going to bring on. By the way, he's saying he's going to put a lot of points on the board.
That's what we need. That's what we need. That's what we need.
You know, he's going to put a bunch of points on the board to take the pressure off your defense.
We need 35 points.
No, well, Ricky, tell us a little bit about what's the New Braunfels Canyon offense. What's it bringing to you? And
they start with a spread offense, and then they bring a tight end in, and then they'll put in a fullback. They're trying to get. On the spread offense, they're trying to get number 5 in open space. He runs the zone. He'll cut it back. He's our guy. We call him the star. We got to stop the star.
And, you know, we talked about it the last prediction show, but actually your defense did such a great job against Taft. They had a quarterback that was an exceptional athlete. And I think the wear and tear on him as the game went on, I think made a difference.
Yes, that's
especially in the third and the fourth quarter.
Correct.
So, what kind of I know your defense wants to be physical.
Yes.
They want to, exert pressure.
Yes.
And Coach Olivas was telling us that they've got a pretty good athlete on offense.
They're like a 3-headed monster. The quarterback's good, and the receiver number 4 is a great athlete. But number 5 is their best athlete. We got to stop him. And we've been doing a lot of packages, and we're going to try to change it up and see what we can do with them. But, again, we're a little bit bruised up. We're going to start some of the guys that haven't started. Our middle linebacker might go, might not go.
Ricky, that may be too much information.
We are bruised up. We'll be ready.
Bruises are common in football, by the way.
Yes.
And you got a tough bunch of kids.
But we're not making excuses. We're going to give them a good show. We're going to be out there and playing hard.
Well, there you go. Let me bring in Coach Olivas back to finish out our Eagles part of our prediction show. Coach, heading to New Braunfels Canyon, what have you got for all of your Eagle fans that are?
Well, come early. There's a lot of traffic. The game will be a 7:30 kickoff, and like the coaches said, we prepared all week. We prepared well. We're excited for the challenge. And like we've been telling our players, this might be a first-round opponent. So, there's a lot at stake here, a lot of, just getting out there and playing. You've been out for a week and you feel like you need to get out there. I told the kids, we talk about matching your intensity. Like, if I want to play, you guys better want to play.
And we've got to clarify, it's a 7:30 ball game.
Yes, kickoff.
There you have it. That's our Eagles part of our prediction show. We're going to bring in our Wynn Mavericks here on the other side. Just going to have to switch this camera over and see if I can get them all fitted in here. Coach Royce, you may have to move a little bit closer because Rene and I take up a lot of space.
I think you need a bigger camera.
I was good to you there. I said Rene and I would make up a lot
Just
of
trying to
space.
help out.
And we haven't even attempted to bring in Coach Salas and everybody else. I think you have a minimum weight limit on your coaching staff.
We're working on that.
Coach, what can I tell you? I have to say it. Everybody went into your game, and everybody was saying that it probably wasn't going to be a good night for the Mavericks. And I think as the game went on, that mentality changed very quick. Not only that, Legacy finally, figured it out. Hey, we're in for a football game here tonight, and on both sides of the ball. And I think it's always tough, when it goes down to the wire and you come out on the short end. But nonetheless, I think you were here at the prediction show and you told us, we continue to work. We continue to work with our players. We continue to keep them positive, even though we're 0-2. And I think that came to the forefront in this football game.
Absolutely, and it's just a testament and credit to our coaching staff. We formulated a game plan throughout the weekend, again, to put our kids in the best situation possible when we felt we can be successful. And we really had on Monday, started on Monday throughout the week to our kids, and the kids continue to buy in. That's all we ask from them is, again, we challenged them, as we mentioned last week, and they certainly stepped it up. Obviously, they found out that once we make more positive plays, that we put ourselves in a good situation. It was 14-0 with 8-11 in the first quarter, and we could have easily said, here we go again. And like we did ask them, and most of them did raise their hand where they felt that, but it took a game-changing play to provide momentum and a spark for us. And of course, we know what happened throughout the rest of the game.
Well, whatever adjustments you made and whatever you scouted them well, knew what you had to do to stop them on defense. And most importantly, I think the biggest surprise to them was that your offense was able to put as many points as you put on the board against Legacy.
Yes, sir. They hadn't given up a point in the previous two games, so that was a big plus for us as well. We did score twice on defense, so anytime we can complement that each other, including our special teams, we're always going to give ourselves a chance, and most definitely that reflected on last Friday at the football game. Again, going back to some of the stuff that we changed throughout the week is that we had a scoring system, hold each other accountable, because that's what it's all about, is stacking wins. Whether it's every play, every series, every quarter, however we want to see it, and it translated to the game. And we gave them the perfect situation where everything that we did in practice resulted in the game. And again, they were very positive at the end, obviously, because of the result, despite the loss. So that trickled over to this week. And I know it's our open week, as we mentioned, but we continue to work. We're a little banged up as well. It was a very physical fight, as we saw last Friday. But again, great attendance. I said nothing is going to change. We can't continue to make excuses. It's not what we ask from them, and just continue to hold ourselves to our standards every day, and give us an extra opportunity, an extra week to prepare for our next opponent.
Well, let's bring in Coach Royce in and talk a little bit about offense. And we got you in the camera.
Yes, sir.
You're
Thank you,
there.
sir.
So anyway,
Yes, sir.
tell us a little bit about the preparation and what was a big change in your offense, really, because I think the way that game started, everybody started thinking, oh, well, here we go again. But to win football games, you've got to put points on the board.
Absolutely.
I mean, your defense can play an excellent, game, but if you've still got to put points on the board, and you certainly did against Legacy.
Yes, sir, Mr. Listen. Well, I mean, the biggest change, really, it was just that the kids, after the fumble recovery that Jaden took to the house, the score, obviously that was a big change, big momentum changer there for us. Everybody got riled up, and then obviously some adjustments that all the coaches, Coach Soto, Coach Lopez, Coach Martinez, Coach Salinas, and Coach Peñawa, it's just seeing what is happening, being involved in the game, obviously, and see what they're vulnerable at and what situations we can take advantage. And really, obviously, at the end of the day, with Coach Ramirez as well, because he's the one that is the head coach. But we were all involved and we were all included, and we feel that whatever we did that night is not only going to help that night, obviously, against Southwood Legacy, it should help us throughout the season as far as to build up from there and go in the right direction. But the kids play really well. I mean, Junior had a great game. He's one of our leaders. Eddie Hurtado and Brian Leos had a very great contribution in the tailback and the running back department, and as well as the receivers. We have multiple receivers, Kevin Suwaki and Jaime Rojas, that were close to 50 yards each, and then Angel Espinosa with another 25, 30 yards. So all those, their accumulation of success, because you're adding yards, you're stacking yards, and obviously it's going to give you a chance to get closer to score points.
Well, I think one of the biggest things that surprised Legacy was the ability to run the ball, and you did a good job. That opened up your passing game.
It exactly right, Mr. Lipson, and it kind of just complemented the run, complemented the pass, complemented the running, and it was just we never really looked back. But again, Coach Lopez and being the O-line coach and his assistant, Coach Martinez, did a great job. They always do a great job day in and day out, and unfortunately sometimes it doesn't show. Doesn't show like every time somebody has a chance to go watch. But it's a work that is being all year around, and that's they always do a great job with that.
As the game went on, did you see your quarterback all of a sudden begin, hey, we can do this, or I can do this?
And we felt it, because it was kind of like you kind of get a good read, a good vibe from your players, like all coaches here sitting on the tables, and they can testify to this, that when they come in, obviously defense is on the field, and you're talking to them. You can feel by the way they talk, but more importantly, the way they look at you. And their stare, it's a stare that I'm here present. I know where I'm going with it. It's just a matter of time. How soon are we going to get on the field? And that's a great feeling always.
Well, there you go. Let's bring in the defensive side. And gosh, I thought we were going to have to bring Coach Salas over here, and I thought I was going to have a problem here. But because we put two slim guys in here, I am really glad I don't have to feed you guys. Coach, what a great job. A great job against Legacy, a team that came in here into Eagle Pass saying, hey, we're going to run all over these guys, have put up a lot of points on the board. Tell us a little bit about, your preparation for that.
We told our kids, we wanted to minimize our mistakes, especially big plays. That's what's been hurting us in our first two games and even in the scrimmages. So we told the kids, if we eliminate those big plays, and we tell them the score should actually be a lot less than what it was. So we can, obviously, we call them explosives, anything above 10 yards for a run, or anything above 15 yards for a pass. We limit those, we're going to put ourselves in a great situation. And we did. We started slow. And that hurt us, giving up those 2 touchdowns. And I'm in the sideline, and I'm talking to Coach Garza and the other coaches there. And we didn't even draw anything up. We just told the kids, we need to relax. We need to calm down. We're there. We're not making tackles. We got our head down. So I was talking to them about fundamentals more than anything, more than game plan in the beginning. And after we settled that down, we were able to adjust to game plan and scheme. But after those first 2 drives, we can't let a negative play come and hurt us. And at the end of the day, like we tell them, even if we get the ball in their red zone, we still got to play defense. That's our job.
And Coach Royce had a smile on his face because you helped put some points on the board for him.
Yes, we did. And like we always told everyone, as a defensive coach, we're the offense's biggest fan. Because if they're out there, man, they really take some pressure off us, and they did a great job this week. And it was a great game. a lot of emotion. We told the kids that football mimics life, and we went through every single emotion. My daughter, she always watches the games afterwards because she's into dance and she likes to see the cheerleaders dance. And she told me the next morning that, Matt, that I thought it was like Inside Out. She's 7 years old, and I didn't understand the reference. I don't know what Inside Out was. So apparently, it's a cartoon
I think the refs had a little bit of a
No,
problem.
well, they had a,
We-
they
we
have
don't-
a, it's a
we
cartoon.
don't criticize officials,
No,
but
no, they told us, but we went through every single emotion. We were sad, we were happy, we were excited, we'd be a little bit negative, but that's football, that's life, and our kids did a great job to manage their emotions. And we tell them, at the end of the day, we're judged in wins and losses. So I personally don't believe in more victories, but I do believe in learning from mistakes, and our kids are starting to learn, and we're starting to learn too as adults of what we can do and what we can't do. So hopefully that puts us in a better situation for the next games.
well, we're going to let Coach Ramirez close this off. Coach, you have an open week. You're going to continue to work. And then I think next week, your next ball game will be no easier when you talk to people in the district. I think you have John Jay,
Yes, sir.
and you can certainly look ahead of John Jay now because you have an open week. But John Jay, this is 1 year where they have a pretty decent ball club.
Yes, sir. Again, just like any other team, they're going to be vulnerable in certain areas, and we need to take advantage of that. Obviously, on our part, we need to control us. It's about making plays, just like we did this past Friday, opposed to our first two games. And again, that showed throughout the week. Not necessarily that we took some time off, but we kind of played it smart throughout, just so we can preserve as much as we can as far as energy and we do have some injuries there. But again, it was physical this morning. We got after it and keep on dissecting. We're going to scout this weekend starting today. John Jay plays a lot legacy, so we're going to be out there. It's our second opportunity to see him. We've gotten some film. So again, I just want to give thanks to our coaches from the middle school up for what they do on a daily basis. I think it's a fitting time to share that. It's like the middle of the season, the regular season, so to speak, as far as our bye week. So it's an opportune time. Again, so we're excited for the next challenge coming up. We got one more week to prepare for John Jay.
Well, there you have it from both of our teams here. And we're going to bring Coach Villaseñor in for
We do want to wish Eagle Pass Eagles good luck, Coach Olivas and the staff.
and you guys can stay there. I think we're going to try to fit Coach in here. I think we can here. I don't know. And the good thing about him is he looks exactly the same like when he used to play. Here we go with our
quarterback.
hey, we have three quarterbacks up here right now. Huh? That's a
I know
good
Tom's
point.
laughing somewhere.
Yeah, we are ready to go here with our predictions. We all went 6-4. Well, not all of us. Ruben went 5-5, but the rest of us four went 6-4, and we all didn't really believe much in the Vikings, and we did believe in the Vikings and the Falcons. But as it stands right now, we've got Coach Rene at 21-9, and then Roger and I are 19-11, and Eric's at 17-13, and Ruben is making a comeback at trying to get not to have to buy those pancakes. He's at 16-14. But here we go. Whose game was this? Zapata and Roma? Okay, we'll let you go first. Zapata and Roma. Zapata. And Coach Roger?
I'm going to go with Roma.
Roma. And Rene? Zapata. Ruben took Roma, by the way. So, Coach Garcia, what do I take? Zapata or Roma? All right, you got it. Harlan and Brennan, that has the makings of a really good ball game. Eric? Brennan. I'll go Brennan. Coach Roger?
Brennan.
Ruben took Brennan, and Rene? Brennan. Gregory Portland and Sinton. Eric? GP, and I'll take GP.
GP.
Eh?
Gregory Portland.
Gregory Portland, and Rene. Sinton, wow. Well, you're working on giving us a chance, right? Burbank and Medina Valley, Eric. Medina Valley. And I'll take Medina Valley, and Roger.
Medina Valley.
And Ruben took Medina Valley, and Rene. Gosh, I think you're going to take Burbank. Crystal City and Uvalde. This is a really interesting game. Crystal City is actually
Pretty good.
doing well. Eric.
I like Crystal City.
Crystal City. I'll take Crystal City. Roger.
I'm going to go Uvalde on this one.
Uvalde. Ruben took Crystal City, and Cook Ramirez. Oh, there you go. South Carolina and Missouri. This is one that's close to Ruben's heart. He's already getting his Missouri jerseys ready for us to wear. He took Missouri, of course. Eric. South Carolina. Sorry, Ruben. I'm taking South Carolina. Roger.
I'll take Missouri.
Missouri and
Missouri.
Rene. Yeah,
We're wearing jerseys.
you're trying to appease Ruben there. Texas Tech and Utah, two ranked teams. Eric.
Tech.
Texas Tech. I'll take Texas Tech. Roger.
Oh, it's a tough one. I'll go with Texas Tech.
Just ask Coach Garcia. It's the Texas Tech for Ruben and Tech. Auburn and Oklahoma. Oklahoma's looking good this year. Eric.
Oklahoma.
OU. I'll take OU and
OU.
OU and Coach Ramirez. The Texans and the Jaguars. Eric.
Texans.
The Texans. I will take the Texans and Roger.
Texans.
Texans. Ruben took the Texans. Coach Ramirez surprises.
No, Texans.
And of course, always our dilemma: the Cowboys at the Bears. Eric.
Cowboys. We got a Bears fan.
Cowboys.
We're Bears fan.
Is the we're talking about Coach Bear Salas. I'll take the Cowboys. Roger.
Cowboys.
Cowboys. Ruben took the Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Cowboys. Well, there you have it today. That's our prediction show from Brown Ford. I messed that up really bad, right?
Yeah.
It's Ancira Ford, and I have to repeat that several times. I'm going to have Rodney kind of upset at me, but we want to thank Rodney Wynn and Ancira Ford for having us today, and we'll see you next week.